Well, hello YouTube. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all doing pretty good. And welcome to a very special episode today. Got something very special. I think a lot of you guys will really get a kick out of this one if you're into history, or whether staying in unique places or adventure or exploring. All of that good stuff, all of it. We got something for you today. I'm in Matewan, West Virginia, for those of you who may not know. Now this building right here, okay, this is the old Matewan City Lock-Up, obviously, old City Hall, Mayor's office, Sheriff's office. Now this building once served as the office and jail for Sid Hatfield. Here in Matewan, West Virginia, William Sidney Sid Hatfield is a local legend. He was well-loved police chief during the West Virginia mine wars. This long conflict pitted coal miners against coal operators. Hatfield led the miners in a fierce showdown here in town known as the Battle of Matewan, or the Matewan Massacre, depending on which side you support. Anyway, the shootout erupted after Baldwin-Felts detectives evicted numerous miners from their homes. He got the nickname Smiling Sid because of his gold-capped teeth. Now, from what I hear, he was pretty proud of those gold-capped teeth, and he liked to show them off quite a bit from what I hear. But anyway, he was a strong advocate for the United Mine Workers of America. Sid Hatfield rallied the entire community against Baldwin-Felts' intimidation tactics. The battle took place right across the street over here on May 19th in 1920. Leaving many people dead. 7 detectives, 2 armed miners, and even his close friend, Mayor Cabell, depending on how you pronounce it, Testerman, who Sid is buried next to today. To the coal miners here in southern West Virginia, Sid Hatfield was a real-life hero and a living symbol of their resistance. Even today, you can see bullet holes embedded in the buildings right over there, as a matter of fact, where the shootout happened. The battle brought him fame, leading to a short film titled Smiling Sid, where he appeared alongside fellow UMWA activists of the day, including Mary Harris, Mother Jones. Unfortunately, on August 1st in 1921, Baldwin-Felts hired assassins, murdered him and his friend Ed Chambers, unarmed and right in front of their wives, on the steps of the McDowell County Courthouse. They faced no consequences for what they had done. This, in turn, outraged the local people, which caused the Battle of Blair Mountain. Now, you guys can look that up if you want. It's a whole huge story all by itself. But it changed things in the unions and the entire coal industry forever. At his funeral, at least 3,000 mourners showed up to grieve for their fallen hero, who had just paid the ultimate price. The marks from the bullets are still visible on the courthouse steps, serving as another reminder of Sid Hatfield's legacy. He's buried not far from here, right across the bridge over here next to Mayor Testerman, and within eyeshot of Ed Chambers' grave. Sid and Ed were both very young, in their 20s, and who knows what they would have done with their lives if they had been allowed to live them. But to be honest, they exchanged all of that for what they thought was right, to do the right thing. There were 10 deaths at the Matewan Massacre. But anyway, before Sid Hatfield stepped into the history books, there was another man here that most have probably not heard of at all, and his name is actually inscribed on this building as the man who put it here. Sheriff John Booton, J.B. Maynard, right up there, J.B. Maynard, Chief of Police. He was born in 1868 to Alvis Maynard and Victoria Smith. He married Louise Hatfield in 1892. She sadly died in 1908 at the age of 29. And we found her grave recently in the Sprigg Cemetery not too far from here. Anyway, after this, JB dedicated himself to law enforcement, and he took his job very seriously. He was involved in all of the big crimes and searches of the day, including the big Glen Alum train robbery in 1914. But the lifestyle eventually took its toll on him too, though, when he was shot and killed during an altercation with a man named Jesse Huffman in 1918. Now, this, like I said, this is the actual building. This side was the mayor's office. This side was the chief of police. This was Sid's office over here. This was also the jail. Now, this building has recently been renovated, and you guys can actually come here and rent this and stay in Sid Hatfield's old office. Now, how cool is that? How cool is that? I have permission to spend the night here in Sid Hatfield's old office in the actual jail cell. Okay, we are ready. Thought I'd show you a little bit out front real quick before we went in. There used to be an old building that sat right here. I've seen old pictures of it. There was an old man sitting on right about there. Very cool, isn't it? You know, you see old historic pictures of buildings and then kind of come out and just kind of line it up, you know. But this is the old Matewan Lock-Up and City Hall, built in 1908. But check this out, guys. Hang on. Brighten it up just a little bit. There we go. This one's sun's hitting that one. That should. Yeah, much better. Much better. But there's all kinds of old pictures. These guys right here, they were the Baldwin-Felts Detective Agency. They were, you know, coming down here to strong arm local people. You know what I mean? They were two of the ones that got killed. But right here's several more of the names. There's more over here. Baldwin-Felts Agency Detectives. These are two detectives standing outside of the courthouse in Welch, West Virginia. That was where the courthouse is, where they killed Sid at. Right on the courthouse steps. Murdered them both. Wonder how old that is. I saw this earlier. I was just kind of curious if there was a date. Nope. Okay, nice bathroom, by the way. You know, kind of give y'all a rundown real quick. Microwave, refrigerator. You've got, you know, your Keurig sitting right here, little Keurig. Heather'd like that. She's a Keurig aficionado. You know, all kinds of really cool old antiques. Nice big bathroom. Got a shower stall in it. Plenty towels, things like that. But this right here is the old closet. You know, there's more tissue paper, things like that in there. Here's a picture from an old moonshine raid in 1921. Check that out. Look at all that moonshine. You can see the cop right here, got the badge, big hat. Okay. Police chief and West Virginia State Police, along with residents of Matewan, showing off the moonshine that was confiscated from Worm Hollow here in Matewan, West Virginia. over 100 jars of shine. Man, you could lay wasted for a long time on 100 jars of moonshine. A long time. Now, check out, I like this. The old desks and chairs and stuff. Look at that. Old phones. That's really nice. I mean, it's got modern, you know. But over there's Sid's office. We'll get to that in just a second. Like I said, this is the mayor's side here. Now look at this, a calendar from 1920. Look at that. How awesome is that? It's all framed up real nice. That is amazing. Moving on. Check out my room. Interesting, isn't it? You actually sleep in the actual cell here. Now, these aren't the original bars. I already asked Keith about this, the owner. These are not the original bars. When they got it, the original bars had already been removed. But, let me... oh. I need good light for this. Look right here. You see the mark? Going all the way across the floor. That is where the original bars once stood. And as you can see, these bars sit in the exact same place where the original bars to the jail once stood. I mean, you imagine you're in here, right? You're in jail here. It's 1920. Sid Hatfield's out here. I mean, good Lord, could you imagine? In Matewan, West Virginia, you're into jail. Oh, Lord. This is not a good day, y'all. This is a bad day. This is a real bad day. It's warming up, though, finally. It was pretty chilly this morning. We had a frost. We had frost on the ground this morning. Hey, sound like a chain about to come off. Oh, okay. But you can see, anyhow, like I said, where old buildings used to be. But there's a lot of that. From my understanding, there used to be a whole other section from old pictures. It looked like there was a street or something that went back up that way on the hillside. Now, this is the old church here in Matewan, right down from Sid's office. That's his office right there. And this church here figures into the story as well. This right here is the old, well, the M.E. South Church, okay? The church was established in 1892 in a little one-room wooden structure. It remained as that structure until around 1919, when a new structure was built to replace it. During the Matewan Massacre in 1921, that's what I was going to tell you. The residents of the community brought all of the children out of the town to the church, where games were played and the children were fed until the situation was resolved in town. The current sanctuary was built in 1933 by Italian immigrant stonecutters, and the fellowship hall was added in 1955. The stonework was used from the mountains in the local area. The name of the church was later changed to the present name of Matewan United Methodist Church. The church has experienced numerous floods as well as fire damage throughout its history, but remains a vital part of the community. That's what I was going to say. I was going to bring that up, that the people during the Matewan Massacre, this was the refuge. When all of that was going on and the aftermath immediately after, this is where everyone huddled with all of their children to escape bullets flying everywhere and possible revenge, retribution the following days afterward. So I guess they figured the church is probably just about the safest place to be. And I guess if something does happen, you're in a church. At least you got that working for you, at least. Pretty old building though, isn't it? I used to, when I was younger, I didn't care about architecture. Did not care a bit. But you get a little bit older, I guess it's like genealogy, you know. Architecture doesn't really mean much when you're young. You get a little bit older, a little bit wiser. You start to figure out what's what. Some of us do. Not all. Not all. Okay, let's head on out. I just wanted to run down here real fast and show y'all this real quick. Alright. Okay, back to my jail cell. It's just like a work release. I got out for good behavior. Well guys, I'm back at Sid's office and got all of my running done for today. Got a whole train load of electricity sitting there waiting for you guys, getting ready to leave town. Whole train load of electricity right there. Interesting, huh? Anyway, I've got the doors opened up, you know, kind of aired out a little bit, and you know, fresh air, all that good stuff. But I stopped at Trailhead and I got me some lunch, and I am going to sit in Sid Hatfield's old desk. Well, I don't know if that was his desk, but it's where it sat. I'll be sitting in the same spot and have me some dinner. The same spot that no doubt Sid and JB Maynard, you know. But we've got catfish. We've got catfish, y'all. How bad can it be? Life can't be that bad if you have a big plate of catfish, now can it? If I can get this off here one-handed. Here we go. Here we go. Fresh catfish from the Trailhead Bar. That is really good. That's good. That is really good. All you prisoners, shut up. You ain't getting no dinner today. Bad. Of course, I guess any prisoners in there now is probably ghosts, huh? Alright guys, we got hush puppies and potato wedges, curly fries, catfish, and some coleslaw. Sounds good. Hang on. If you like history, like cool places, and you like trains, brother, this is the place for you. Alright, let's go eat a little bit. I'll see y'all shortly. And from here on out, it's all fun and games. Just hang out, and you know, like the rest of it wasn't fun and games. But anyway, yeah, just kind of hang out, and chill, and hang out in Sid's old office. It's been check this out, y'all. Hang on. Hanging out in Sid Hatfield's old jail cell, old Matewan Lock-Up. Well, let's see. Movie's over with for now. It's about 8:15. Figured we'd take a quick step outside and check out the bustling nightlife of Matewan, West Virginia on a Wednesday night. I heard some crickets. Does that count? I see a car. I see a car. Big party right there. Big party right there. It's wild. The view probably hasn't changed that much in the last 100 years. Other than that wall, hasn't really changed a lot. It's kind of a little bit cool out here. It's supposed to get down to about 50 degrees tonight, but that's okay. It's nice and warm back in my jail cell. That does not sound good, does it? That does not sound good. Nice and warm back in my jail cell. But hey, it's nice and warm in the jail cell. What can you say? What can you say? But anyway, I'm just kind of chilling a little bit, relaxing. To be honest, my feet's kind of tired. Today was a long day. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to just kind of chilling the evening and watching some TV and relaxing a little bit, not doing a whole lot. Sounds good. All right, let's see here. Got my TV. They've got Wi-Fi here. I brought my TV. They have one right here, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, they got a TV right there, but mine has, you know, Hulu and Netflix and, you know, Prime and all that other stuff, and, you know, and it's already set up to my phone, you know, it's already set up to the hotspot, so all I have to do is just turn it on, you know, wherever I'm at. If I've got cell service or Wi-Fi or any kind of connection whatsoever, you know. I didn't have a lot of camping gear or nothing this time, so Heather said, yeah, you may as well just throw it in the trunk. Yeah, good point. Worked out good though. I've got a TV in here in my bedroom, and I can lay here in my little jail cell in my bed and watch TV from here. Good morning from the old town of Matewan. Came out just a minute ago. The sun's just coming up, sunrise. I was thinking, man, it's gonna be a pretty day. Check the weather, it's gonna rain in like an hour. It's pretty right now though. Anyhow, I came out, I opened the door. I'm just gonna take a quick peek outside, see what it looks like, you know, sunrise. Which I've been up since about 6. I opened the door. There's a huge rainbow right there. I ran in, grabbed my cell phone, grabbed a couple quick pictures. I don't know. Hopefully I got it. It didn't last long. I see a faint hint of it right above those 2 air conditioning units. Right there. Just a very faint hint. Either way, it's going to be a pretty day for now anyway. For the next little while, it's going to be a pretty day. But yeah, last night went good, no problems. Watched a couple movies, hung out, you know, hang out in the jail cell. Just kind of hanging out and having fun, watching TV, talking to Heather, you know, just goofing off. You know how it is. Hang on, let me get some lights on in here. Oh, that was a porch light. I don't think we need that. Some mean looking little handcuffs, ain't they? Look like they're handmade, don't they? Interesting. Alright, let's have some coffee and get woke up and all this kind of stuff. You know how it is, your head's still muddy. That cool air out there though, that'll do it. That ought to do it. It's like 50 something out there. It's not exactly what you would call warm. Sun's gone. Just that fast. See a few darker clouds rolling in here and there. That's the old church I showed you right there, where everyone hid, took all their children to be safe. A wild old town, you know. It's kind of like some of the stuff you see, you know, Old West kind of things. Matewan certainly got its own little old west thing going on still to this day. It's still kind of got like an old west kind of feel to it. Very wildernessy, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's go in, sip on some coffee, relax in City Hall. Imagine that. I bet Sid never saw this day coming, did he? Somebody hanging out in his jail cell, and you know, people paying money to to spend the night in his jail cell. I bet he never saw that coming, did he? Okay. Warmed up some coffee this morning. Well, I guess it's about time here pretty soon. I'll go ahead and gather up all my junk. I think I'll just chill for a little bit longer. It's still pretty early. Maybe just kind of relax for a little while and just kind of soak up some of the ambiance. Head home a little later. That sounds like a good idea. Why did I do my coffee anyway? A lot of history. Whole lot of history. And a lot of it, you know, here. Wow. I love that little stove though. That is pretty. I'd like to have one like it. I've got one at the house. I just haven't done this stuff yet to put it in. Anyway, guys, I guess I'm going to get out of here. It's going to be raining soon. Well, actually raining now, isn't it? Yeah, I thought I saw some rain. It's weird over here. You get over in town, it's kind of backwards. You get over in town, it's, you know, like quiet today. And you get over here where the road goes by, you know, it's super quiet, but you got a little bit of something to look at, you know. Watch the world go by. West Virginia. Matewan, West Virginia, watching the world go by. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I've got to just load up a handful of stuff left. And I am out of here. Let me see. Got everything all spick and span. I even emptied the trash can. Alright guys, I guess we'll see y'all a little bit later. I hope y'all enjoyed our little trip up here, you know. Come up to the old jailhouse and hang out for a night and show the place to you guys, you know. If any of y'all may want to come down, you know. Oh yeah, if any of you do come down, I'm sure that anybody comes in to rent this place, they're, you know, they're not, what kind of idiot, you know. Seriously. If any of y'all come down, sign that puppy word right below me, and I'll be back from time to time over here. I'll check. Thought that might be fun. The Matewan Lock-Up. That's the name if y'all want to look it up, by the way, on Facebook or whatever to rent it. It's called the Matewan Lock-Up. But from the Matewan Lock-Up in Matewan, West Virginia, this is Leo with the Hillbilly Files. Leo out. See you guys next time. As acting sheriff of Matewan, West Virginia, and sole occupant of City Hall, I hereby judge that all of you should watch all of our videos, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Crap, that was louder than I thought it was going to be. But you're still sentenced to watch our shows. Don't miss any. Comment, like, subscribe. Uh-oh. They've updated the charge. Telling stupid jokes. Well, they got me there. I can't do much about that one. They got me for sure. I'm going to jail, y'all. I can't beat that one.